Honestly, what the fuck Season 2 has brought to us, honestly, what the fuck is this? I do not know where to begin actually, but the problem is when it comes to Bryan, it's like as if the game devs do not understand what are the actual identity of the character. And they are thinking by giving the character more moves, you are elevating the identity of the character instead of, you know, actually making the character unique for real. You know, everybody is turning into Fang, and everybody turning into a mix-up character that is stance mix-up and everything in that sense, and it's not fun. Honestly, this is stupid. I do not know what they did to my boy, man. Uh, Bryan always been a character that revolves around bullying your opponent with excessive plus frames, and despite that he might be +4, +5. He does not have a counter hit tool that can use these frames. For example, if I'm doing back one, I do not have a 13 frame counter hit launcher that will actually make my opponent regret pressing or trying to challenge into me. For example, if we take the same example with Kazuya, you will have forward 4 and then you have down forward 2, which even if you try to contest with something like a down jab, you will get counter hit launched. But in the contrary, he's risky, right? So Bryan is rewarded by being more safe with his counter hit launchers, but none of them are a perfect frame trap. None of them are a perfect frame trap. So you can be +4, but you will never have a forward 3 that cannot contest with down jab, for example. You will have a hatchet kick, for example, landing, and you can be +5, but you don't have anything of a counter hit launcher that actually can maintain this type of pressure. But now, because the game devs are so, like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't want to be rude, but um, now with the introduction of the new law, it's a whole different story. It's a whole different story. I do not know how to explain it. Now you're +7, so this identity of Bryan that actually does not have these type of perfect frame traps already gone. Now you actually have forward 3 as a perfect frame trap, and your opponent cannot do shit about it unless they, I believe, I don't even think they can. I don't even think they can armor in this state. I swear to God, this is. I do not know what is the. I do not know. What was it, the armor again? Let me bring Bryan. Kick the eye. No. Okay. Do you remember? Okay. Okay, at least you can armor through this. But in general, he never had this type of reaction or like this type of frame traps that in general and before that he was able, like any other character that actually have like for example Claudio or Kazuya have access to, for example. So Bryan was never was about this type of I will put you in a forced, frame trap where the follow-up is a counter hit launcher. There are some few instances where if you land a down two, right? If you land down two or a down for two, sorry, QC back two, these are the situations where, okay, you can say Bryan does have, but it only requires for you to land it You're required to land these moves, right? And this was one of the identity of the character in general, right? That Bryan had weak punishment and did not have like good frame traps, and this was also plays part of the weaknesses, the clear weaknesses the character that had, that your opponent actually can play small tick, and it's incentivized that your opponent actually plays against you with small Tekken more often because they have actually they are not risking that much instead of eating this one on counter hit down 4-2-3. Um, they're not risking that much, really, to play small Tekken and play on like as tight as possible. And therefore, the poking department of Bryan was supposed to be shit. And the poking department when it comes to Bryan is, for example, when it comes to the jabs and the down for two and his mid poke, are actually leaner both sides. They're not even that good. But this is not bad. This is not bad at all. And already in season one, the glaring issue of the game that they already fixed this issue. Did they already fix this issue that we thought maybe in season two, me as a Bryan player who enjoys this character and enjoys the intricacies of the how complicated the gameplay is. Now they just patched this. Okay, so if Bryan really struggles with the poking department, let's give him a homing 15 frame mid. Let's give him a homing Demon Paul. Let's give him a homing 15 frame what's it called? Down back 1+2. It's ridiculous. Like I don't know how to explain it. And these are safe mid heat engagers. Like the Kisifara 1+2 and the down back 1+2. This was the glaring issue. If somebody who's balancing the game and totally understands the game, he will know that Bryan does not need a fucking new low, bro. He already has Hatchet Kick. He got one of the best lows in the game, which is down 4 and down 3. Right, down back 3. It's ridiculous. Like, how would you think about adding a new fucking low? And of course, with execution, you can't even like make it faster while standing, and then you can mix it with something like this. You know, it's crazy. Like the implications of the wall is gonna be like crazy. You know, I cannot do it. But anyways, so like it's I do not know. Bryan never been about a fucking being a 50-50 character, and now he is. Now he is. Like you will die regardless. Like I don't understand what is this. Bryan was always been about like the taunt itself. Like you playing with, okay, you have a linear back four, but this move is extremely strong, right? But it's not similar to how Claudia's back one, for example, is. The reason why, because it's actually incentivized for your opponent to just keep sidestep blocking. And if they respecting Bryan too much, then you can land the taunt on them and actually have like more pressure and all of this. And the idea here when you're playing with Bryan, I guess Bryan at the wall, and this is what the fun part about Bryan's pressure is that are you going to keep respecting Bryan or are you gonna disrespect Bryan? This is the idea of the character as a whole in general, is how your opponent is going to disrespect you. And this is the reason why his offense is filled with holes. The reason why, because Bryan wants you to start disrespecting him. Therefore, he gets your timing, and this is when the counter hit launchers actually plays a part. And then you have moves like, for example, back when, despite it being +4, and he doesn't have like guaranteed, for example, frame trap, it makes him not actually. This is not the reason why Bryan is strong. The reason why Bryan is strong and the counter hit department are scary because moves like this. Even though you're minus, but people are more scared to press against 1-2 over pressing against back 4. People are more scared to press against down 4-2 and than pressing against back 4. People are more scared to press against down 2, right? Instead of them pressing against what? Back 4, for example, or the plus frames. And this is basically been the identity of Bryan. I do not understand what word and what sense they came up to say, okay, Bryan actually needs a fucking new low, and when it comes to Tekken 8 in general, right? Bryan been always weak when it comes to the punishment department. Bryan, why is he weak? That's the question. Well, the question is because he has a 14 frame jet upper. He has a 14 frame count normal hit launcher. He has a 14 frame normal hit launcher, bro. This is massive. This is huge. This is not like this is already huge. This is an insane thing for Bryan. And the contrary, he lacks mid-normal hit launchers. He lacks this. He doesn't have a mid-normal hit launcher, but he does have down forward 1, which is an insanely good move. That was in Tekken 7. But in Tekken 8, they gave him this crap. I mean, it's good, but why is it 13 frame, bro? Why is this 13 frame? Why is this 30? Why did you give him this? Let alone that his normal down forward 2-3 already gives him a mix-up after landing it. Like, aside that you can actually cancel this way with like, and now, you know, you can cancel this way and go into evasion and all of that type of stuff. Like, okay, I don't mind the down forward 2-1 sway thing, but why is this a thing? This is actually extremely broken. What the fuck is that? They already did this with Bryan in Season 1. And I thought this was one of the things that will be nerfed alongside his damage, right? But no, it turns out, no, they do not understand what the fuck they're doing. And they did what they did actually. No, okay, so Bryan actually struggles with the 11 frame and the 12 frame. So let's give him a really super strong broken 10 frame, 12 frame. Oh yeah, boy. Oh boy, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? So now you have a 12 frame punishment that does 30 damage, more than this. More than this. More than this. Like, this one is +6, but look at the pushback. I can never use this. It's meant for your opponent to dash forward to cast them with this. This is the reason behind of the +6, for example. It's like the balancing team behind Bryan has been completely changed, and the new balancing team that has taken Bryan, I do not know who's doing this with Bryan, but do not understand how the character was crafted, right? So you have 2-3, for example, +6, but you cannot use this like with jab or down for a 2, right? But this is the reason behind this punishment is that, first of all, you're creating distance. Second thing, because you're creating distance, your opponent can be incentivized to dash and press or dash and button, and the +6 gives you more time to throw a 3+4 to cast and counter hit. This is super important for the character identity. But no, they come to you with, okay, Bryan is weak when it comes to the 12 frame, so let's just give him this. +7, you know, this is +7. Without anything, without sway, without this alone is super busted, being like a 30 damage 12 frame. 30 damage 12 frame, bro. +7 and leaves you right in front of me, bro. So this is a frame trap. Hello? Let alone that you have some stuff like this. Like down forward 1, you can never interrupt this anymore. You have, what's it called? Forward 2 and 2. Just this +7 alone is busted, bro. And not only that, he gets a... Bro, I don't understand. What are they smoking, bro, doing this? What are they smoking doing this, bro? This is not Bryan. This is not Bryan. Honestly, this is really not Bryan. Like, one of the, like, what were supposed to be the actual correct nerf approaches that they should have been taking in this game? Forward 2 and 2 should have killed the tracking. At least if they want to keep the moves useful, and in my opinion it should continue being useful due to the, like, how the tracking are extremely shit and Bryan's poking, right? Which we're gonna talk about down 4 later being homing, by the way, which is also another thing that is broken and breaks the character identity when it comes to Tekken 8 in general. But right here we're talking about like season 1 and season 2. Man, season 2 makes season 1 feels like more Tekken than what we thought, bro. We were already complaining. But anyways, so let me just adjust the settings for the opponent enhanced state, and now let's record. So what did they do? They now made this at least you can step it out of the neutral. You can sidewalk it. And look at this. Like he goes so far. If somebody at the beginning, you must lab this. You must lab this. What the fuck is that? Not even Kusibak one Marat catches. Sometimes catches, sorry. Sometimes I speak Arabic. But anyways, like what the fuck is this? It reminds me with Dragunov, what's it called? With Dragunov's Heat Smash. And we already been talking about like this is being an issue in Tekken 8 in general, that a lot of moves that whiffs and goes all the way far. And sometimes you will have no instances where you're able to punish it properly. This is already a fucking issue, bro. In my opinion, if they want to solve like forward 2-2, maybe after the two hits, the string should not complete. The string itself should not continue, man. But in general, even if they want to make it continue, even if all of this type of stuff, this change is good. This change, okay, this change is really good. That you can sidewalk this to this side, but is it really sidewalkable? Is it really sidewalkable? Because, yeah, you gotta be precise with the timing. Too late, too early, Bryan will still track you. The second hit will still track you. And this is what, okay, you can step the move out of the open, but Bryan can legit fix this. Bryan can legit fix this by simply being plus. By simply being plus. And if you think it's +5, it's too much. Yeah, it still catches you even after a fucking jab, bro. I do not understand what they are smoking, bro. They are smoking crap. So, anyways, so forward 2-2 was supposed to have a tracking nerf. This move was super busted. Super busted. At least if they want to have it to track a direction, it should track a specific direction, right? And completely killed on the other direction. It should have no tracking whatsoever to the other direction. It should be like how down for 2 is a used to be in Tekken 7, which it used to track to one direction and the other one it doesn't completely, right? Which the only good change they did for Bryan, the only nerf for all the buffs that he got, this move. This move was super stupid. This move was idiotic. This move was too dumb back in season 1. Finally, they adjusted this. This is a good change. This is a W, right? This is the only good change that actually happened with Bryan overall. That's it. That's where all the this is the only good change that happened in this patch entirely for Bryan. Down 4 is still a homing low. Like, okay, let's talk about the identity of Bryan again. Let's come back to the identity of Bryan. Bryan, in Tekken 7, he had down 4 tracking his strong side, which is if you're the opponent side, sidestepping left, and down back 3 catches people sidestepping right. So it was a mind game, bro. If I know he's gonna sidestep that direction, I do down 4. If I knew he was gonna sidestep that direction, down back 3. And there are some occasions where if you do a hatchet kick and down 4, actually it will have good tracking. If you did back 4 and then down 4, it will have good tracking both sides. It's not like the move did not have good tracking in the to begin with back in Tekken 7, right? But it had good tracking in general, right? Even after a jab in so against some characters like Jack, for example, this move was homing. This move was homing. Yeah. So the moves itself, like, okay, why did you have down forward 2? It used to track to Bryan's strong side, or used to be strong side. And then you have down forward 1 tracks to the other side. Down 2 tracks to the opposite direction, right? Of down forward 2. So you had this type game plan of, okay, I should be looking at my opponent with an very deep mind games of For example, locking my opponent with good mix of down forward 2, down 2, down forward 1. And with season one, the glaring issues of Bryan is that okay, they fixed all of this. Like I don't need to even know which direction this guy motherfucker gonna take, and just throw this shit out, bro. Just throw this shit out, bro. Just throw this shit out, bro. Just throw that shit out, bro. Just throw this shit out, bro. Like you don't have to pay attention to anything, bro. Just like close your brain, turn off whatever you used to enjoy about Bryan is gone because this is what you know, I mean, this is the direction of Tekken 8 in general, right? They want to dumb everybody down. They want to kill Tekken in general. What makes Tekken fun, they want to kill it in general, right? And they already ruined my guy. Like they already ruined the Bryan in Tekken 7 and Tekken 8 relative to Tekken 7, which I was okay. I was okay with this. Like I was one of the people that were hopeful about the game. This is the first time I even do a video where I'm token in as well and discussing the game balancing approach, but what's it called? You're in a position where my character has completely died. I don't think it's only a Bryan thing, by the way. It's just I'm talking about Bryan to explain what I loved about the character and what they killed, and this might result me even not playing the game anymore. And I don't even if Bryan was balanced properly right now, the game is not going to the right direction. Have you seen even Feng? Have you seen the other characters like Dragunov getting while standing 12 frame launcher? What is going on? I feel like this is an April Fool. This is like an April Fool's joke or like a nightmare that nobody is able to wake up from. Honestly, like what is going on? This is beyond me, man. I don't understand what they are doing, and and I thought it was quite obvious what they had to do. They had one full year, and they kept teasing about like delaying the balance pass, and everything. They were teasing about all of this type of stuff that they are delaying everything for a one full year, made us believe that they're cooking something. And oh boy, they cook Tekken, man. They cook Tekken, and I do not know like how they didn't see this. Like already, like I'm a Bryan main. I'm not a down player. The character is extremely strong. The character is actually more branded than it used to be. It's a stupid character right now. Bryan is really silly. I don't really understand the approach that they took in this with this character. Even though I'm a Bryan loyalist, I love the character. I started Tekken 7 with this guy, and I don't think I never thought that Bryan, like the appealing playstyle of Bryan that made me start Bryan is no more. Is no more. Like what made me pick Bryan is no more. Now Bryan is Fang 2.0. You're playing another mix-up character that you could have picked. I could have picked if I wanted long time ago with Fang and all of these type of brain-dead characters, right? But now, no, now you're forced to play like them because everybody now plays the fucking like the same. I do not know what identity they are talking about when you are like they want to tell you identity is by giving everybody new moves and new flashy moves, but they don't understand identity here. When we're talking about identity, we're talking about like game plan when it comes to strength and weaknesses, right? But they do not understand this part. They want to tell you identity is only flashy moves. I don't understand this concept of the game. This is super stupid. Honestly, I do not know what to say. Um, so yeah, I guess that's it. See ya.